On you go, Theo. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you a little stitch sampler of 5 different Tunisian stitches. Some of you may be familiar with each of them, but I thought it'd be really fascinating to see them like lined up next to each other and the comparison. So I have chained 25 because I'm going to do 5 stitches each of 5 different Tunisian stitches. And we have the Tunisian simple stitch here. Then we have the Tunisian knit stitch here, which looks like stockinette in knitting. Then we have the Tunisian purl, which of course looks like purl in knitting. Then we have the twisted simple, one of my favorite stitches in Tunisian. And then the Tunisian full stitch. And you can see just overall how the gauge changes and the curl and everything changes dramatically from stitch to stitch. So overall, you can see the knit stitch, the gauge, and this is all with the same hook, all with the same yarn. I did this all at the same time. So you can see the simple stitch is bigger. The Tunisian knit is really tight and pulls up both at the bottom and the top. It's just dramatically shorter than the stitches on either side of it. Then Tunisian purl here, which is looser in gauge than the Tunisian knit. Tunisian simple, which is really uniform and actually kind of similar to the Tunisian purl in terms of gauge. It does pull in a little bit down here. And then this Tunisian full has this very dramatic diagonal to it. So it definitely leans. And I don't know if that's partly because of the transition from Tunisian twisted simple, or if it's the way that would be anyway. But like if it was just a swatch of just Tunisian full, if it would also, I'm thinking it also would be off diagonally. So I thought it would be just really fascinating to be able to see these in comparison to one another. And this is why it's difficult to mix stitches within one piece. So I've tried several times to make kind of picture frame blankets or projects where like the interior is one stitch and the exterior is a different stitch. But when your stitch gauge is all messed up, then that's just not going to work. So let's go over these stitches quickly. So I did a chain of 25, and then I did a pulling up a loop in each chain across. The return pass is the traditional one. And then from then on, I did this little Tunisian simple stitch for 5 stitches. Let me bring the camera down a little bit closer for you. So the first 5 stitches are Tunisian simple stitch. So Tunisian simple stitch says, leave the first loop on the hook. That counts as the first stitch. Pull up a loop and through, pull up a loop and through, pull up a loop and through. So there's 4. This one is number 5. Okay, you can put stitch markers in between, but I think it's pretty clear on such a small project where we're switching. So now it's time to do the Tunisian knit. Tunisian knit, as you remember, is to poke through from the front to the back through those loops right there. So we're going to pull through one, pull through on the next one, isolate the Tunisian stitch before it, and poke through the front and the back loop, splitting them, like like a dog pushing its nose through the door and pushing it wider open. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tunisian simples, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tunisian knits. Then Tunisian purl, we are bringing the yarn to the front, inserting it, wrapping the yarn around the post that you just inserted, and I hold it down with my thumb there as I loop over and pull through. So let's show you that a couple more times. So the yarn is in front, wraps around the front, yarn over and pull through. Okay, and there is a whole video on Tunisian knit and Tunisian purl, Tunisian simple if you need those. Okay, and we have one more. So we've now done 3 stitches, so we should have 15 loops on the hook. The next stitch is my favorite one of all of these, and this is the Tunisian twisted simple stitch. So out of the next 5 vertical bars, I'm going to grab it on the far side of it with my hook and twist and turn and pull up. So it should look like this, and then grab the yarn and pull through. Okay, so it turns that stitch into an X. So I'm going to grab it from the far side. My knuckles are going away from me. My thumb is coming up, grabbing it and pulling through. Okay, so again, I'm grabbing it like this. Then I am opening it up towards me, grabbing the yarn and pulling through. Okay, pulling my palm towards me so I can grab and pull through. Hooking it here, pulling, turning my wrist as if I'm turning a motorcycle, turning my knuckles away from me and turning my palm closer, and then pulling up a loop through. Okay, those are the twisted simple stitches. Now the full stitch, I have established the pattern where I am placing my hook in the space underneath the horizontal bar, and I'm starting before the stitch. For this one, I was going to stay consistent. So grabbing the loop through, so you're really ignoring those vertical bars, and you're just putting the hook in the space underneath the horizontal one. And then when you have 5, even though it feels like there's something left undone there, because you're not placing the hook in those last 2 stitches, you do have the 5 full stitches there, so you are in fact done. Okay, so those are all the stitches that we're doing, and then we just do the exact same return pass for all of the stitches. Yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, all the way across. So I'm using a cotton yarn for this. This is Knit Picks Dishy, and there's a link in the description below. I do get an affiliate kickback if you choose to use it. This is one of my friend Haley's absolute favorite yarns. It is a great yarn for dishcloths and like burp cloths and things like that. It gets softer over time when you wash it. It's not one of my favorite yarns, but it definitely has its place in the yarn world. Like I wouldn't use this for a scarf or a cowl, but definitely for washcloths, baby bibs, light dish towels, that kind of thing. This would be really good. Very absorbent. Okay, so those are the 5 stitches that you may have seen before, but maybe you've never seen them presented in quite this way before, where you can see how they literally stack up next to each other. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button, a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the 5-minute morning crochet podcast, the 5-minute crochet podcast most weekdays. So I hope to see you then. Thanks so much. Have a valuable and relaxing use of your day. Bye.